What's up, guys? Dustin Yewy here, and I'm bringing you some more NHL 13 news. As before, the link will be in the description. It's just another blog from the EA Sports website. There hasn't been a whole lot of news, but it's for the GM Connected Revealed. That's what it's called, anyways. Basically, I mean, it's touched on things that I've already talked about in one of the videos where I actually had an article about GM Connected, but they've kind of revealed a bit more for us. So yeah, I'll just kind of go through the article quickly. It shouldn't take that long, and then we'll just have a little discussion, and you guys can leave your comments below about what you think about it. Alright, so we'll jump in. NHL producer Andy Agostini headed up the development of GM Connected and explained, "When we started the year, we discussed what we wanted to add to the NHL franchise, and through viewing user feedback, we knew that an online dynasty is one of the most requested features. We also knew that Be a GM is the NHL franchise's #1 most played mode. Essentially, what we've done is taken all the best things from Be a GM and combined them with online team play, the base for our popular EA Sports Hockey League, creating the largest online dynasty mode ever." So it's broken up into sections as usual. The first section, how many people can play in a GM Connected League? So up to 30 people can manage their own NHL team in this multi-user NHL Dynasty mode, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. With up to 30 human-managed teams, the total number of players able to take part in the GM Connected League is 750. Essentially, it's the largest online dynasty mode ever in a sports game. So that sounds freaking sweet. It says it later on, but basically, you can manage your team, and you can basically have like drop-in games or whatever. Like you can do like OTP for your team. So pretty much, I think you can have, I think it lists it later, but 24 players on your team, like 24 human people on your team to play the games for you, which is pretty disgusting. It's pretty wicked. The next section is 5 ways to play. So this is like the 5 different ways that you can actually use your team in this GM Connected. So the first way is a play against the computer. So you can actually play games against the computer. The second one is play against another GM in head-to-head play. So that'll be like a 1v1, like an online versus, just a regular online versus game. The third one is co-op / online team play. So have your friends play with you against the computer or against another team with human-controlled players in up to 6v6 action. First time ever in a multi-user dynasty. So like I said, you could play like just like a regular drop-in game or like online team play, but you can play for your buddy's team or whatever. Or it can just be like how you can play online versus with multiple players, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's pretty cool that you can do this now. The number 4 is build your own AI. So new to EA Sports NHL series, control your team's strategies with all new systems and bias sliders. Customize and record AI sequences so that your players play your game. So this can be set up so that a user who can't make a game against another human-controlled team will be able to let the computer play for them with their strategies in place. So apparently with this new AI system, apparently it's that good that they've added in all these different strategies and like all this different like I think I touched on it before, but they talked about how basically you can tell every lineup every line what you want them to do. You have like your neutral zone forecheck, your offensive zone forecheck, how you want to play defensively, and I mean pretty much you're just coaching your team without you actually being there. So they play how you want them to play. So if you want every line to dump and chase, that's what's going to happen. Which is pretty cool. And the fifth way to play is coach controls. And it says, be the mastermind behind the bench and control your team's strategies and line changes to help your team to victory. A quick shoot button allows you to control when your team goes for a goal. So with that, they actually have there's a video too, I'll put in the description as well. It was a quick video where the guy talked about the GM Connected. But basically, if you're not really good at NHL, which I don't know why you would buy the game if you weren't, but pretty much with this coach control, you watch the game, but you tell your team what to do. So even if it's like not like your buddies playing or whatever, it would be the computer, but you would be basically watching the game, telling them when to do line changes, telling them, you know, I want to switch the strategy up, you know, I want the power play to do this now. basically you're the coach when you're watching the game, which I don't know why you would want to watch the game, which honestly I think it would be kind of lame in my opinion. I mean, if you're gonna play an NHL game, you want to play NHL. You don't want to sit and watch the game and be like, oh, okay, I want my team to do this now. Just my opinion. I don't think it'll be used that much, but whatever. So the next section is GM Connected. What's your role? Users will be able to choose between one of 3 roles within the league, giving them a different way to experience the league. So first of all, there's a commissioner. Each league will have one commissioner. The commissioner will also run a franchise in the league. The commissioner creates the league, manages the invitations to the league, and confirms join requests. The commish also sets up the schedule of when the games are to be played and how long each round is. The commissioner can set up each round to represent between 3 days and 2 weeks, allowing for more or less playable games per round. Once the league is up and running, the commissioner's job isn't done. He is the one in control of moving the schedule forward in the league by advancing the league and simulating any games that have not been played to the next round of games. Just like the real NHL, all trades and free agent signings also have to be approved by the league, which in GM Connected falls to the commissioner. The commissioner is not all-powerful. If he is abusing his power as commissioner, the league's GMs can vote to have him removed. The GM who initiates the vote, if successful, then becomes the commissioner. So apparently you can have a commissioner in your league, or there has to be one, and he's basically in control of what goes on in the league, so no funny business happens, no abuse, I guess, against the computers, say if you don't have 30 teams controlled, because somehow people find always ways to glitch trades and whatnot, so maybe, you know, because it has to go through someone actually, you know, it can kind of get away from that. The second way to play is general manager. A league can have between 1 and 30 general managers, each vying to lead their team to success. As with previous GM modes in the NHL, EA Sports NHL franchise, a team's GM is in charge of building the team via trades, free agent signings, and the draft. A GM can both be a player on his team as well as recruit up to 24 friends to play with him in co-op or online team play. So I kind of already touched on that. That's pretty sweet that you can have up to 24 buddies on your team. And then as the players, the role of the player is quite a bit more traditional, marshaled by their general manager, so whoever's in charge of their team, their task is to show up at game time to play their part on the ice. So it's basically just like playing a club game, but you know, you're under your buddy's team, whatever team that would be. As with existing online team play modes, the players in a GM Connected League can be vital in helping their team to victory, even if they're not the ones in the boardroom making the deals, though they might want to suggest deals if it can help them in their player role. So yeah, like if you want to be a player, just on a player, like just want to be on a team, just to go out there and have fun, play online versus or whatever, or OTP, you can do that. It's pretty cool. The next section is called Staying Connected. Staying in touch with everyone in the league is important, especially with so many potential players filling out the team rosters. In GM Connected, there are 2 different ways of messaging to keep everyone in the loop. League News messaging is to allow players to send quick messages to the League News blog screen. This allows people to send messages to the commissioner, all other GMs, and to players on their team. Commissioners and GMs also have private mailboxes which will receive in-game emails about league activities. These activities include waiver alerts, free agent signings. For commissioners, it allows them to see all trades and veto or approve them, which will help stop cheating in the league, so we kind of already talked about that. And also gives the ability to see transactions from around the league when they happen. This message system will also allow GMs and commissioner to go through any actionable league-related items they have, thus making it an integral part of their experience. As well, there's going to be a GM Connected mobile app. The created specifically for GM Connected is the GM Connected mobile app, which allows gamers to take their league with them when they leave their consoles. The app will allow them to view team standings, player stats, schedule, injury report, transactions, etc. They can make trades, and there's a free agent thing that you can obviously make offers to free agents, and post, which GMs can send messages to the commissioner or other GMs or his teammates or team members, I guess. Okay, so the next section is drafting. The entry draft is done through the creation of a draft priority list. Rather than making players sit through a long draft process, we instead allow them to create a list of their draft targets before the start of the entry draft and allow the computer to draft for them based on the order of their picks and who remains available. NHL 13 will have a randomized team roster option as well. This will randomize the team roster so that teams will start out relatively even. That way you can avoid arguments over who gets what team, and nobody has an automatic advantage because of the strength of the team they pick. Personally, I don't really like that draft option. You should be able to like manually draft if you want to. You know, you just set a date and time, and if somebody wants to do like the automated one, they can. But yeah, whatever. And the randomized option is a cool option, I guess, but I personally would rather play more realistically. But it's still kind of neat. And the last system is called the GM Brain, the NHL franchise's smartest GM trade logic ever. I guess we'll have to see about that. So both GM Connected and Be a GM also benefit from this year's edition of GM Brain. A revamp of the NHL 13 GM AI, GM Brain causes the computer-controlled GMs to act in a more realistic way than ever before. Instead of focusing just on immediate needs, GM Brain, I keep saying it like that, allows the AI to evaluate trades and transactions in terms of immediate, short-term, and long-term goals that are the best for the organization. Stay tuned, we'll be talking more about GM Brain in the future. So, a lot of things going on. It seems like it's going to be pretty sweet. You know, I personally really like GM, and I do the GM videos. But this opens up a lot more possibilities, basically. I kind of want to know more about this GM Brain quotes that they're talking about. But pretty much, I think it's going to be pretty solid. I mean, 750 players. Obviously, I kind of highly doubt any league will have that many players. But it's pretty neat that they have that availability, you know. I mean, a lot of people like to be in control of the team and not just players. So, I mean, I don't know how that's exactly going to work out. I don't know if there's a limit, like if you can only be in so many GMs. Like, I wonder, like, can you be in unlimited GM modes, like, or GM connected modes? I don't know. They haven't really said that. Especially on YouTube, it'd be kind of cool because I mean, I would honestly like to, you know, we could set up a subscriber-based GM connected mode and, you know, see how it goes. You know, obviously we could just have like a lottery or something, or I don't know, not a lottery, but, you know, make like a random number generator, so you could like pick, you know, like a comment on a certain page from someone, and if that's the person, then they get a GM team or whatever. And then if the other guys want to join their teams, depending on whatever teams they are, to be players or whatever, then that would work. I mean, I think that would be pretty sweet to do. It would get, you know, get me more involved with subscribers and whatnot. But I mean, in general, I think the new GM is going to be pretty sweet. I like all the options they're bringing out finally. I know some people have, there's been comments about, oh, why can't you do coaches? I think that'd be a neat addition as well, but like maybe if coaches had like certain perks or something to help your team out, depending on who the coach was, you know, their experience or whatever. I personally hope they also add in more stat tracking. I mean, I'd like to go back if I really wanted to and see, you know, like league records or like, you know, like past trophy winners for whatever. I don't know, but whatever. It seems pretty cool. So what do you guys think? You know, leave comments below. Like the video if you like it, or dislike it if you dislike it. I don't know. I'm just bringing you the news, so hopefully it was informative and you guys liked it. And again, link will be in the description for the blog, and also I'll put a link for the video that they brought out, just a quick clip or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.